we've got to raise the bar, and we've got to continue to raise the bar. I don't think any of those young men, when they signed to come to Tennessee, they signed to say they wanted to come and be a part of a 7-6 program. They said they wanted to come and compete for championships, SEC championships, national championships. I know that's what I want. I know that's what Tennessee wants. I know that's what the expectation is. So we've got to continue to reassess everything that we're doing and make sure that we're continuing to move the needle in the right direction.
Welcome to the Talkin Vols Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Edge rusher Demeioun Robinson has entered the transfer portal. Austin Price over at VolQuest.com has confirmed that Tennessee is going to take a swing here and see if they can get Robinson in the boat. We'll jump into it, but it's very clear at this point Tennessee is not satisfied with who they have at the edge position. And with recently, Mitchell Agude decides to go elsewhere, so kind of just been waiting to see who that next target was going to be. We'll get into it. We'll talk about it, but as always, do me a favor. Go ahead and smash that like button just down below. It's quick, it's free, it's easy. It helps the channel. If you're new to the Talkin Vols Network, welcome. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We're not pretending to be something we're not. We're just fans, just like you guys. If you enjoy the content, make sure you subscribe, click that bell for notifications so you don't miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. I will be live tonight, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, playing NCAA 2013 on the Xbox 360, but also talking a little spring practice. So whether or not you like video games, come hang out. We'll talk some ball, football. Always a good time. Looking forward to that tonight. But let's go ahead and jump into this article. This is from 24/7 Sports. Again, Maryland football defensive end Demeioun Robinson enters the transfer portal. Says Maryland Terps defensive end Demeioun Robinson entered the portal Monday. 24/7 Sports has learned Robinson is a former 24/7 Sports composite 4-star recruit out of Gaithersburg, Maryland. He also the number 68 ranked player and the number 4 ranked edge rusher in the recruiting class of 2021. As a true freshman in 2021, Robinson appeared in all 13 games, making 1 start, totaled 19 tackles, 2.5 tackles for a loss, and 2 sacks. Robinson took to Twitter to announce his decision on Monday afternoon. Here you can see the quote. He says, "First, I would like to thank the University of Maryland's coaches and staff endlessly for their genuine support, guidance, and opportunities this past year. Such a deep appreciation for everything that has been done for me. It's been a pleasure playing for this program and working with such great leaders and players. After discussing it with my family and praying on it and following my heart, I've decided to enter the transfer portal. I look forward to the future and what's to come. I'm excited for more opportunities, but to become a better man, teammate, and player." Now, doing a quick Google search, trying to figure out exactly why did Demeioun Robinson enter the transfer portal. I've not been able to find anything negative, really not a lot out there in general. So maybe it's a business decision. He talks about, wanting to become a better man, teammate, and player. Well, what better coach to go play for than one Rodney Garner? Says at the time of his recruitment, national recruiting analyst Brian Doan projected Robinson as an NFL first-round draft pick. You can take a look at the scouting report here. It says has length in his frame, offers position versatility as a defensive end or outside linebacker, can bulk up to 250 of play at 230. And that's the interesting thing, too, coming out of high school. Robinson was 6'3", 220. Now on Maryland's roster page, he's 6'4", 250. So he has added some good weight once he's had some time in a college weight room. The scouting report goes on to say shows fast twitch muscles, inability to get off at snap, has lower body flexibility to dip shoulder and get around edge to accelerate into the backfield, has speed to chase plays down from behind, shows off-ball quickness, has to work on stacking and shedding blocks, and being able to anchor when ball is run at him, has ability to play immediately at high-level program, first-round NFL draft potential. Again, that's the scouting report from 24/7 Sports. Going back to his first year at Maryland, again, played in all 13 games, had 1 start, 19 tackles, 2.5 tackles for loss. and also 2 sacks on the season. So I think this is a guy, Tennessee clearly, again, going back to the top of the video, Tennessee is looking to add some depth on that defensive line. And Rodney Garner met with the media after practice yesterday. And I don't know if Rodney Garner's the type of coach that's ever satisfied. And they asked him about his expectations for this defensive line. And here's the quote from Rodney Garner. He says, "I want to make sure I'm clear on this. All the guys are working hard, but we have to grow. We have to get better. That's what is expected. Time waits for no one, so we have to go out there every day. And our goal is when we hit that field, we want to be better today than we were yesterday. We got to get in here, look at film, and see if we met that standard or we didn't." He goes on to say this, and again, this is crucial when you look at who Tennessee is targeting in the transfer portal as we move throughout the rest of the spring and into the summer. He says, "I do know this, we're too thin and we're not talented enough to not get better every day because our opponents are getting better. We're not going to stay the same, so we have to get better. We have to strain. We have to get comfortable being uncomfortable." What a great quote that is. He says, "So we can be comfortable later." And that's the standard. That's the expectation. I'm not going to say that guys are not working, but it's going to be always an ongoing case. I don't think there will ever be satisfaction. And I think that's, again, just Rodney Garner. That's who he is as a person, as a coach. I don't know that Rodney Garner is ever satisfied, but he wants to add more depth. He talks about being too thin. He talks about, not having enough talent on that defensive line. And this is something that we've talked about regularly on this channel. You want to have at least 8 to 10 guys on that defensive line that you can count on, that you can rotate through. Garner had some praise for BY yesterday, for Byron Young, talking about him kind of being a leader through his actions, through his play, through the work ethic, talking about him and Tyler Barron both. And he's been pleased with Tyler Barron throughout the spring. Said he's been more in line with what the expectation, the standard. Said he practices harder. Said he's been competing. Says he's trying and straining just like everybody. But I think those are 2 guys, Tyler Barron and Byron Young. You want to see them, take that next step. And something that Rodney Garner also talked about yesterday was the loss of Matthew Butler. That was your leader on the defensive line, and you're looking for somebody to step up and not just lead like Byron Young. Some guys are like BY. If BY shows up, he meets that standard, he puts in the work. That's one way to lead, but you need that vocal leader. And a guy that Garner mentioned was Omari Thomas. Said he's a tremendous leader, but he says that if you're going to be the face of this program, the face of the defensive line, if you're going to go out there and be that, you got to live up to a different expectation, to a different standard. He said, "I want to make sure you understand everything that goes into meeting those type of expectations." The quote from Garner said that Omari Thomas, he's got to make sure that he's on top of his game and he's improving his game where he can help himself become an elite level, championship level defensive lineman for this league. Another guy that Rodney Garner mentioned, Elijah Simmons, kind of talked about his weight loss. Everybody is talking about him being down 20, 25 pounds. He just looks better physically. But Rodney Garner said he's got to get the motor to match the weight loss. He said his motor's still running like he's got that extra weight on his frame. So Rodney Garner, again, just always looking for more out of this defensive line. And going back to last year, he got more out of his defensive line. All spring long, we talked about the D-line getting whipped by the offensive line in all the scrimmages, in the orange and white game. But then that defensive line, particularly in the run game, you look at the tackles for loss, they became pretty solid for this defense last year. Obviously, we all know they've got to be better getting after the quarterback, so don't get those words twisted. They did a good job in the run game. Got to be better getting after the quarterback. Could a guy like Demeioun Robinson be that guy that could come in and help add depth, help you get to that 8 to 10 number as an edge rusher added to this Tennessee defense? So again, Austin Price confirms it. Tennessee is going to take a swing here. We'll continue to follow it, see how it plays out. Brew McCoy did just recently get a crystal ball to Tennessee. Expect that commitment anytime now. Anytime I'm expecting it. Brent Hubbs said April is going to be a big month for the Vols on the recruiting trail. So we'll continue to keep you up to date on that. If you have not done so yet, make sure you smash that thumbs up. Hit that comment section. Let me know your thoughts on Demeioun Robinson. Also, don't forget to join me tonight, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, going live. Hope you guys will come hang out, talk some Tennessee football. Also, check out the official merchandise of the Talkin Vols Network. Go to bonfire.com patreon.com/store/Talkin Vols. Any and all support is so very much greatly appreciated. We thank you guys for showing up, showing out, always being here, watching the videos, joining the live streams. You guys make this channel what it is, and we thank you for that. But this is the Talkin Vols Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.